Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm up here on the roof again, and today I'm wiring up and we're going to install the solar panels. We're going to install the Z brackets, mount them to the roof, and be good to go. So far I have all 4 panels. They're all wired in series, so they go positive to negative, positive to negative, positive to negative. And at the end of that whole segment, you're going to have one negative coming out, and you're going to have one positive coming out. So I'm in the middle of making, I just made this one. This is a positive lead. It's going to hook up to this one. And then I'm going to pull this vent off real quick. Normally these are for like fridges. They'll vent the fridge if they run on propane. For some reason, I guess to dissipate more heat, they put this here to vent more heat from the air conditioner inside. So I got to pull the caulking. There's 4 caulking where the screws are, and then this has to come off. We're going to feed the wire down into there. It's going to run flat against the wall right down into the area where the solar is, where the batteries and charge controller are, and it's going to hook right in. This is going to be a really simple install, being that we have everything else already pre-installed, because we have our solar over there that's just feeding this whole entire camper right now. But this solar is going to be for when we're on the road. Alright guys, I officially crimped all the wires. I got my positive and negative. I made it where positive is red, negative is black on the extension cables, just so it's easier when I get down to the, to hook them up. I know what's, red is always positive and black is always negative. So it's just easy to tell the difference. Started screwing my things in, got these 2. Now when I did the Class C, it was my first time doing anything. I was kind of still learning. So I had the panels were big. They were 450 watt panels. They were 2.5 times the size of these. So I brought the legs kind of back further, and the front ones, when we would drive, wind would hit the cab, the cab over area, whatever, and it would hit the panel, and it would make the whole panel vibrate. And it was really annoying, especially because you drive, you drive that one, so you're in it when you're driving, you hear it. And it just got really annoying. So on this one, I want to mitigate that. So I'm going to be putting a bracket right in the front, which I should have done on that one, but oh well. But yeah, I'm going to be putting one right here. That's going to hold this steady. There is a beam right here, so we're going to go into that, and it's going to be solid. No issues. And then we'll do the other 3 corners, and then, we'll just kind of repeat the whole process for the other 3 panels. And then after that, I'm going to pull that vent, run the wires, and we'll officially have solar on the roof connected, ready to go.
Did you guys miss me? I feel like it's been forever since I've been in a video. So if you're new here, I'm going to give you a tour of our 17B RB. If you've been following us, you already know that we downsized from a 31 footer to a 17 footer. I absolutely love it. The only downfall, I have to say, is how dirty it gets and how cluttered it gets because of me. Because I have a lot of stuff and I like my things. So we're going to open it on up, and as soon as you come in, you got, bam, everything. And a gremlin. So once you go over here, you got a queen size bed. It'll probably help if I turn the light on for you guys. Sorry. Terrible at this. So this is a queen size bed. Underneath, it does open up for storage, but that's where we have our batteries right now. And then up here, you could either put your clothes, or I think mostly people put clothes. They get like little baskets and put like their clothes up there. But as you can see, I put my stuffed animals, and I have vines as well. These guys actually come down. Hold on. And they light up. But I should have turned it on for you guys so it looked cute. But yeah, those come down and light up. I also have our PlayStation up there. Our Wi-Fi is actually behind there. So if you're wondering how all this stays still, obviously these don't, like they shift a little bit, but I do have the PlayStation and what else is there? The Wi-Fi alien taped. So this won't shift and squish all this and fall over, so I'm hoping, we haven't been out yet since I alien taped it, so I'm hoping that stays pretty well. Over here I got the dog area. Underneath this blanket is their bed. It's white, so I'm worried about them tricking stuff in and getting it dirty, so I put a blanket over it. And then I had a cute little lights over there for them, even though they hardly sleep in that. I don't know why I bothered. So if you guys hear that, it's just showing up on the roof. It does have a window AC unit, which I kind of like because if this craps out, it's easily to replace compared to if you have a rooftop. You gotta haul, that thing is heavy, so you have to try to haul that up to the roof to swap out. But it's nice that, you know, I could just change it right here. You can go bigger too if you want. That's what she said. I also have cute decor here. This is alien taped and screwed in. This stuff comes off and goes right onto the bed. That's alien taped as well. All this stuff comes off as well. I can alien tape it if I want to, but I like being able to clean the counter. So if I alien tape it, I won't be able to clean the counter. I'd have to go around it, and I don't want to do that. So there is no sink in the bathroom. The reason why I'm bringing that up right away is because our toothbrushes are right here. So while we're stationary, or if we're going to be sitting for a while, if I'm not going to be showing it to people, I put our toothbrushes over here. If I am going to be showing it to people, like in person, I'm just going to put this away. That way they don't see that. But since there's no bathroom, it's just so much easier just putting it right there instead of going in and out. This is comes with a microwave and a fridge and a freezer, but the freezer is very, very small. So let me open this up for you. So I've contacted Coleman, the fridge company. I don't know how many people I've contacted to try to get a replacement of this, because there's like a little piece over here that goes into the side of it, and it actually chipped off, so on this side, so that's why it's taped. So if anybody knows where I can get a replacement of this, that'd be great. So close that up, and these are all our magnets of where we've been, and we'll be adding more to that soon. I'm excited. Then over here you got your dinette. A lot of people take their dinette out and put a sofa. But with our layout is, if you do the sofa, you're gonna have a hard time looking at the TV. So this also turns into a bed. You could fit 2 small kids or 1 adult.
Can you see me?
But I don't know if I could be able to sleep on that comfortably. My knees will probably have to be bent a little bit, but just keep in mind if you're interested in a camper like this. They also do have a 17B, which is bunks, which honestly, it's pretty nice. If Sean and I ever did have kids and we didn't want to go really big, I'd contemplate getting a 17B with the bunks. That way they have their own little area. So let's go into the bathroom. I got a Get Naked bath mat. We just put this up. It's a full-size mirror. That way I can check my outfit for the day and make sure everything is good. And yes, if you guys haven't noticed, I did dye my hair. This is going to be getting lighter, but since I have such dark hair, I have to slowly do it, like slowly bleach it. So if you're interested, women, to do stuff like this, slowly bleach your hair because you can damage it if you try to do it in one setting. So with the 17 RB is rear bath, and what's different from the bunks, obviously the bunks, but with the bunks you lose this. The bunks don't have this. I think it's just a wall for the 17B. So, it's probably a mess. It's a mess. Let's just close that up. I told you guys I have a lot of stuff. I had it up on the hangers, but I didn't like how it looked with the hangers. I felt like it was too cluttered and hard to get to, but that honestly doesn't look any better. And then, under here, you got more stuff. I wish this wasn't here. That way, I could have, I mean, it probably wouldn't fit anyway. It wouldn't. I don't know if we showed you guys this on the channel, but I actually got this off of Amazon, and I fell in love with it because of the different colors, and it matches my decor. So, it is screwed right over there on 2 sides. I can't get into that one. So just keep that in mind, that if you full-time travel, and you have to screw it in or else it'll go flying. But if you're stationary, you could always just move that out of the way and be able to get into there. And here is like our toothpaste, my face masks, my hair stuff, a whole bunch of other stuff. And then it does have a nice sized shower. I do keep our laundry bag in there because I don't know where else I could really keep it. I was going to put it under the bed, but since the solar panel, not the batteries are under there, I can't put that there. So it just stays in there, and then when we're ready to shower, it just comes out right next to the toilet. I also got this that puts all our stuff in there, But I do take this stuff down, like the heavy stuff, like the shampoos, the conditioner, the body wash. That stuff does come out because this will go flying. As you can see, I have a bungee on it, but that doesn't really do much. It just keeps it kind of attached. That way it doesn't go flying onto like the back part over here. We also attached that mirror. That way when I do my facial scrubs and stuff like that, I can actually see what I'm doing. So yeah, I thought I'd just give you guys a quick little tour and update. We also got this. I think it was on my channel I was talking about it, but I blue taped the whole fridge every time we left. So I found this off of Amazon. It's like a child lock. It presses in, and then there's a piece right here. You just push it down and it pops up. What I should have done was I should have had this part right here. It would have been so much easier. But when this thing is on, there's no taking it off. So if you're interested in doing something like this, do it the opposite way, because it would have been so much easier for me. I have small hands, so I can easily get in there. Sean has a hard time. And we also have a fireplace. You can just have it on just like for the light. But and over here will change like the temp, as you can see. Once it clicks off. And I could just have it like this if I want. I could also dim it at night, that way it's not like so blaring. I could also change the color. This one's my favorite one. And it doesn't pull much power with just the light, so I could have that running all day if I want to, and all night as a night light. But I have a lot of night lights, so I don't really need that. But this does keep us toasty. Like it sweats us out. And Cody's scared because Sean's on the roof right now. And I am really happy that we got this fan, because this really does help us out. It's absolutely beautiful out. I think it's only supposed to be like in the 70s the rest of the week, and at night it's supposed to be like 50 something. So we don't have to run the AC. I don't have to run the fan. The fan is so loud on that. So I could just have this on, leave the 2 windows open, and just have a nice breeze come in. It could either do air in or air out. Last night I had air in. It was cold in the morning when we woke up. But air out, it will suck like all the hot air out of here. So when I cook, it's on air out. So all that hot air will just get sucked right out, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm really excited that Sean put solar on the roof, because we are going to be leaving here soon. We are going to be heading to the west coast of Florida for my birthday. My birthday is April 19th. We're going to be in like the Tampa area, so I'm really excited for that. And then we head out of the state for about a week or so, and we're going to be boondocking. So I told him, I said, it kind of sucks having to run the generator, knowing that I have batteries underneath. I have solar panels at home. So as amazing as he is, he's like, he's like, we'll get panels for the roof. And it's amazing how sweet he is, because as soon as I mention it, he immediately gets it. So
I wanted it for myself. If it was something for her crap, I'd procrastinate.
No.
Just kidding.
I brought it up.
Baby, come on.
And some of these harvest toasts are getting a little greedy. They recommend spending like $30 as a donation, but some of them, if you want to use power, they are asking like $50 just for electric, and I'm like, no. And some of them want you to turn your generator off around like 10 or so at night, which is an issue because we have batteries, but I don't want to worry about draining the batteries. I don't want them to get too low because it can actually damage the batteries. But with this on the roof, I don't even have to worry about that now. We can go to these harvest toasts for a couple of days, have the AC on as much as we want, go do what we want to do, and know that the dogs are perfectly okay. So yeah, I'm excited. I actually am waiting for a package from Amazon, so maybe I'll show you guys once it gets here to show you what it is. Sean doesn't know what it is, because I don't know if he's going to be happy about it, but yeah. So for the past couple of days, Milo's been acting really weird. They're prone to like having like hip problems, because he's very stubborn and he jumps off of everything. The bed, the dinette, the steps. We have a step stool, but it broke, but he would jump down that. So he was acting really weird. He was acting really weird. So every time he wants to go on the bed or go up on the RV, we have to pick him up now. He's slowly starting to run around again and bother Cody, but it was really weird not seeing him really excited. So if you have a Frenchie, just keep that in mind, that they're stubborn and they really can't be jumping off of things. Before this video goes any further, I want to thank today's sponsor, Jackery, I think is how you say it. I'm not 100% sure, but they sent us this awesome hanging. It doesn't have to hang. It could sit like flat, but they sent us this fan. And what's so weird is that I was telling Sean how I wanted a fan closer to like my side of the bed for nighttime, because the dogs like to sleep on top of me and it gets a little hot, a little moist at night. So this is really going to help me out. So this has a 20,000 milliamp hour battery, which is awesome. It is rechargeable USB battery. Charger. And then on the box here, whoops, let me flip it around, show you other stuff that it offers. It has 3-level lighting, which is this right here. You're just gonna boop, boop, boop. It also has a battery display, which is, it's upside down, so it's right here. So once you turn it on, it's at 75%, which is really nice to know what it's at. So at nighttime when I'm ready to go to bed, I'll know how much time I'll be able to have this on. Plus, it also tells me I can make a timer on how long I want it to go, and I could also make a setting on how long I want it to rotate. So which is really nice is that not only am I getting hit with the fan, but Sean will also be able to get hit with the fan as well. It has a multi-angle rotation and adjustable wind speed. I'm really excited for this. It's so weird that I just talked about this and how they were so nice to send this out, and it comes with the remote, which is awesome. So if I wanted higher or lower, I wanted to rotate or stop, I could do it at the comfort of my bed. Thank you guys so much for sending this out to us. We'll put a link down in the description if you guys are interested. Definitely check it out. If you're camping like us, this is 100% worth it. Thank you guys.
Well guys, I got an update for you on the generator. It still doesn't run. I did throw it up on Facebook. Threw it up for $100 because I know, my luck, somebody's gonna like mess with it for a few minutes and fix it. You know, somebody who's like actually knows really what they're doing, or what to look for. So I got a lot of requests. I'll take it for free. I'll fix it. I can fix it for you. $65 an hour. Some other people were hitting me up for $25, $50. So finally, this one guy's coming. He's about 35 minutes away, and he's gonna pick it up for $80. So, yeah, it's $80 I didn't have before, and now I get it out of the way because it's just kind of sitting here, and I don't miss it. I'm so used to dealing with it. We have the little brother to this now, the 2300i PowerHorse, and because that's all we need with this little trailer, and it's so much lighter. It's like 49 pounds compared to 100 when this thing's full of fuel, it's probably about 120 pounds. So moving this thing around now is like back-breaking work. But yeah, I'm glad to see it go. He's going to text me when he gets here. I'm going to help him load it. He said he has a hard time lifting. So help him get it into his truck and say goodbye to the PowerHorse generator with 3,800 hours on it. And we'll move on to bigger and better things. Good morning, guys. We're back at it. Working on the solar over here. Sam just helped me feed the wires through, so we got everything connected. Again, we're in series, so they're just connected positive to negative. And then this is the, let me see. Oh, you can't see it right now, but there's a red wire in there, right, positive and negative. And then I broke this screen a little bit so I can put it through here. It goes down in there and comes out where the power for the air conditioner is. So now I'm just going to put the vent back on, the cover. And then the rest of it is pretty much inside. The only thing left to do up here, I have to mount a couple of these down, caulk them, and then we'll be good to go. So let me finish up here. Alright guys, the roof is officially, well, the solar panels I should say, are officially bolted down. They're all on Z-brackets mounted to cross members. They are solid. They're not going to go anywhere. Now we just have to lay die-core self-leveling sealer over all of the screws and around the brackets and stuff, and then we'll be good to go. It'll be nice and watertight. Obviously I left some marks. It's just a little bit of mud though from the ground, so next time at a campground we'll just give the roof a quick wash, and it should be back to bright white and good to go. Alright, let me get down and grab my stuff, and we'll come back up with some die-core. Alright guys, put some caulking down over all on this side. All on that one and in this one, but on the other two sides I gotta hit it, but I ran out of caulk, so 2 tubes was able to do about three panels. So I need really one more tube, but the tubes come in a 2-pack, so it's always good to have extra on hand. So that comes tomorrow from Amazon. We'll finish that up, and then I went ahead. I had those little plastic like wire screws where you can kind of like make wires neat, you know, like against a wall or something like that. So I used 3 of them up front on that wire going across, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. I just ran out of them, so I'm going to order a couple more on Amazon, and then tomorrow I'm going to put them in, and then we'll hit those with Dicor too. That way no water goes into those. And then we'll be done. It is humid today. And eventually I might put one more panel here. Oh, by the way, good news. If you watched the other day's video, they were going to give me a $42 credit for the damaged panel. Just the corner is dinged. If you haven't seen that, I'll pop a picture up. But I never got the email, like confirmation, and today when we went to go order something, the credit wasn't there. So we got back on a chat with Amazon, and the guy was like, okay, well, I'm going to refund you for a whole panel. So great. That's awesome. So we're getting $224 back. I already got the confirmation email saying it's going to take like up to 5 days or something. Just kind of depends on how fast your bank is with processing all that. But that's sweet. So just because of one little ding, they're giving me a whole panel. And the panel works great. I did plug them in today, 160 volts. I wasn't getting full sun, but that's pretty much almost max of what you're going to get. I think they put out 43 volts each. These are 24 volt panels, so if you have an inverter that requires higher voltage to start, like ours is a sungold power inverter, it's a hybrid unit. It requires a minimum of 120 volts to start taking in solar, and it'll take up to 450 volts. So these panels are putting out between 160 and 165. It was slightly fluctuating, plus it's like kind of cloudy today, so the sun was going on, it was going away, and depending on how sunny it is, you know, that depends on how much voltage you'll get as well. So yeah, but everything's working good, and yeah, I'm very happy with the way this came out. It wasn't too hard, you know, just kind of getting everything situated and bolted down and watertight, because you don't want any leaks, of course. But this was a good project, and I'm glad it's just about done. I also wanted to throw one more tidbit of information, maybe like a pro tip. With this RV sitting where it is, the sun comes up from this direction, and when it's coming up, until it's straight up above us, we don't get perfect sunlight. There's always kind of like a shadow on at least one of the panels. Now, when you wire panels in series, there's either series or parallel. When you do series, if you get shade on even one panel out of no matter how many you have, it could potentially only let you get you know, as much wattage from the bad panel as you can. So even if all the other panels are in sun, if one panel is getting shaded, it's going to kind of ruin the whole thing. Now, from what I'm hearing, they made like these new bypass diodes and stuff where it doesn't affect it as much, but I don't know. I've had quite a few solar panels so far, and they've always gotten at least 50% loss if even one panel is in the shade. So I don't know what panels you got to buy for that to work, but you know, just tidbit. So while we're here, I have these panels going. When we're at base camp right here, these panels are the ones powering the entire RV. I'm going to be disconnecting the ones from the roof, and these will give us power for everything because they're in the sun all day long. The sun comes up over here, and you can see it. It's right behind this cloud right now, but it pretty much comes straight down to the point where we have solar all day long. Today, when I was checking, you know, and I plugged it in and I was checking everything, I was only getting about 100 watts out of 800 watts worth of panels. Now, you're never going to get full wattage out of panels. So if you put up 800 watts, it's highly, highly unlikely that you're going to get 800 watts coming in. There's always some kind of loss normally. Unless you have maybe like bifacial panels, I think they're called. They're supposed to be fantastic, but they're a little bit more money. But when I plug these in, these are right here in front of the sun, I was getting 14, 15, 1600 watts worth of solar. So it was powering the air conditioner all day long, charging my batteries. My batteries are already full, and they stay charged almost all day long because of the panels, because we just take in so much. So keep in mind, if you have property, either make sure your RV is in the full sun, or have separate set of panels where when you're there, you can plug into them. Also, the issue with RVs and solar panels too is when they're flat mounted on the roof, you're never going to get full peak sun power unless it's directly overhead of you. So if it's on an angle of the sun or whatever, you're going to kind of lose a little bit. The nice thing with these is I can mount wheels on them and shift them if I really wanted to. But since we have so many watts worth of power and our power consumption is not very high, these keep up all day long, and I have no issues, and I don't even have to move them. They stay there all day long. So there's that. Sorry for the long, science thing, but solar has really improved our way of life. It's cut down on our bills, even though the upfront cost. But you don't have to hear the generator. You don't have to smell the fumes. You don't have to worry about going to get gas, running out of gas. It's a really big game changer for sure. Guys, I'm going to put an ending on today's video. That way I can get it up for you guys. Hope you guys are doing great. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.